This is the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
You're inside Jamaica Magazine.
Encouraging the information flow, sharing the news and views you need to know.
We are building an informed Jamaica every day.
Listening to what you say.
It's Tuesday, November 3. Welcome and thanks for joining us on another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I am Alison Watson. Later on in the program, we'll explore safety precautions in the event of a flood and part 2 of a discussion with youngsters on effective parenting. But first, IMF to update Jamaica on talks of a pending borrowing relationship by week's end. Water Minister condemns theft of NWC items for scrap metal, and Consumer Affairs Commission urges motor vehicle purchasers to exercise caution. The news in detail after this break.
Parents, take your place. Talk to your child about sex.
Now the news. By the end of this week, the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, will update Jamaica on talks of a pending borrowing relationship with the fund. The disclosure was made by the IMF spokesperson, Andres Adriano. The spokesperson says the IMF is making progress in its discussions with the Jamaican government. The release further indicates that the fund is working closely with the authorities to develop a strategy to address the current economic challenges and define policies that could be supported. The discussions cover both the current and next fiscal years. Jamaica will be hosting 2 important meetings of the foreign ministers of the Rio Group and Latin America and the Caribbean, CALC. The meetings will be held from Wednesday the 4th to Friday, November 6th at the Rose Hall Resort and Spa in Montego Bay. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Dr. Kenneth Baugh, has welcomed the meetings as an important part of the process of cooperation and integration, which he says is indispensable as the country and region charts a course for recovery from the economic crisis. Prime Minister Bruce Golding will deliver the keynote address at the opening of the CALC meeting on Friday morning. Minister Baugh will chair the 34-member forum, assisted by the foreign ministers from Brazil and Mexico. The discussions will focus on issues pertaining to the integration and development of the region within the context of global challenges such as the financial recession and the energy, food and environmental crises. Meanwhile, the 24-member Rio Group will address matters pertaining to the regional political situation, efforts to expand and strengthen its membership, and the agenda for its summit in Mexico. That summit is proposed for February of 2010. Jamaica represents CARICOM in the Rio Group, and it is expected that the island's application for membership in its own right will be ratified by the meeting. Jamaica and Mexico are also scheduled to sign an air services agreement within the margins of the meeting. Minister of Water and Housing Dr. Horace Chang is condemning the theft of items from the National Water Commission. The items are believed to have been taken for sale in the scrap metal trade. They include water pumps, ladders that lead into the reservoirs, pipes, copper wires from the water monitoring systems, and telemetry items in the reservoirs.
I told the water company last year that next time them steal a pump, don't put matter on there till the people tell you who do it. And if them don't want to send the police for him, tell me, make me send for him.
The Water and Housing Minister was speaking recently at a meeting with community stakeholders at the NWC offices in Maypen. In light of the magnitude of these occurrences and the effect on communities, Dr. Chang has called for the trade to be discontinued. Turning to other matters, he says a drought mitigation program is being advanced to deal with the scarcity of water during low rainfall.
Even when we get the drought season in Jamaica for a year or two, if we go beyond 2 years, we'll have a problem. We get good groundwater supply.
The costing for an extensive well program is being looked at to provide more reliable water supply for the southern belt of the island, including St. Elizabeth, Manchester, Clarendon, St. Catherine and St. Thomas. Minister of State in the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, Senator Arthur Williams, has appealed to service clubs to redouble their efforts to save Jamaican youths. Senator Williams made the call while speaking at a function on the weekend.
As a nation, we are at a critical stage where our young people seem to be easily sidetracked into indiscipline and criminality. For this reason, I want to make a special appeal to you tonight to redouble your efforts in saving Jamaica's future generation, our youth.
He is calling on service clubs, churches, communities and citizens to partner with the government to institute programs geared at sustaining youths.
Governments must play its part in implementing programs to help sustain our youth. But government programs alone have never been enough. The church, the service clubs, the community as a whole, and all well-thinking Jamaicans must partner with government to help prepare and equip the next generation.
Senator Williams was addressing the Optimist Club of Christiana's Award and Installation Banquet. The function was held at the Homewood Technical High School in Christiana, Manchester. New traffic arrangements will take effect in the western city of Montego Bay, St. James this weekend. The changes take effect midnight on Saturday, November 7. They include reversal of traffic movement on some corridors and an extension of one-way system on some roadways. The one-way system will affect St. James Street to its intersection with Barnett Street to the intersection of Howard Cook Boulevard, Lower Market Street and Strand Street, heading into the direction of Creek Street and Church Street from Harbour to Dome Street. Other roadways to be extended to one-way system are Union Street from Dome Street to Harbour Street, Orange Street from Church Street to North Street, and King Street between Union and Market Streets. Traffic is to flow one way on Love Lane from the intersection of Orange Street to King Street, while Makati and Hart Streets, traffic will flow in one-way direction from the intersection of Cottage Road and Makati Street to the intersection of Hart and Creek Streets. Church Lane will also be turned into a one-way from St. James to Harbour Street. The National Works Agency says the new traffic management plan is being financed through the Tourism Enhancement Fund, TEF, and follows submissions from all stakeholders. The Consumer Affairs Commission, the CAC, has already secured $12.9 million for bereaved customers during the first half of this year. 71% of this figure accounts for reports pertaining to motor vehicle agreements. CEO of the CAC, Dulcie Allen, says in light of this situation, motor vehicle purchasers must exercise caution when completing contracts.
And especially now when the market is so soft, I don't know, people trying to get a deal, and so they tend to be a little relaxed or a little loose. The whole due diligence is not taken too seriously. So persons fall in the trap, the pitfall that we warn against all the time, you know, to ensure that they do proper checks and get your mechanic to ensure that you check the vehicles before you actually purchase.
In other consumer news, Ms. Allen says the monthly consumer survey is gaining popularity among citizens. She says the survey, which is published in the daily newspapers, is being used as a tool by housewives in managing their expenses.
What I've been learning too, that persons have been looking at the surveys, and they have been really planning their shopping. So they may not buy everything at one particular place, but what they do, look around to see what supermarket has the best prices in certain items, and so they plan. So if I'm going somewhere else, I plan my route. So it's not a matter of you driving up and down wasting gas to save $1 or $2, but certainly in your plans, in your daily business.
The published survey covers items such as supermarket prices, gas station charges, and bank charges. Those are the stories making the news today. For more information, please visit our website at www.jis.gov.jm. Stay with us. Jamaica Magazine continues.